of the assistant referees last week in Oyonnax's defeat against Racing. Kick-off at the Marcel Michelin. Hope abounds for the men in yellow and blue at the beginning of this game. However, the pink soldiers in their more traditional kits of blue and red tonight set about starting the first exit strategy at the beginning of this match. Stade Francais in sensational form of late. Vlad Weber, first kick, gets it up to halfway. And already there's a problem for a Stade Francais player. Karim Gazelle, the man who took off 3 of his players after half an hour last week against Bayonne because he was so disgusted with the way that his team were playing. It's Jeremy Ward who is being treated, by the way. Well, he took a hit off the ball, did the outside centre. The ball hadn't even arrived and he was hit. Okay, so Monsieur Jarabassi is going to say to the TMO that he's not going to worry about that. He's just going to get on with it. Didn't see enough in it to do something. So then the first test, and it's successfully delivered by Etienne Foucaud. Kylan Hamdawi, incidentally, the fullback and wing for Stade Francais this week, reported to have agreed to move to Clermont next season after a long time in pink in the capital. And Etienne Foucaud is he's cited as one of his friends. Here comes Clermont on the first attack, brilliantly picked up by Marchant, the England international. And he's turned his foot into touch, but he's certainly cleared the danger. 27-year-old is having a terrific time since coming to France after the 7 matches he played at the 2023 Rugby World Cup in France. Started almost all of his 15 appearances for his new side. Yet to score a try in Top 14 Rugby. The only thing really missing from what has been a brilliant start to life in the French capital. Foucaud again, a little bit long, picked up by Ivaldi, the opposite hooker, and all of a sudden Lester Etienne, the wiry, loose running wing. And there's an advantage that pings back off 2 players. So the referee has no doubts that he'll bring it back. Knock on, so scrum to Stade Francais. Christophe Urios, so successful in Europe with Clermont this season, but struggling to get it right when it really counts in Top 14. Last week lost 41-7 against Clermont, and it could have been worse. They were rescued by a try from the replacement hooker Bergeray in the 73rd minute that stopped them getting a big fat 0 at the end of the game. But Clermont have lost by a 30-point plus margins twice across their last 5 Top 14 games. They also lost 42-3 against La Rochelle as well. That's as often as in the 143 games that preceded those heavy defeats. They have been erratic, to say the least, this time around. When you look at their season, they got off to a reasonable start. Won their opening 3 games at home, won 4 of the opening 5, but only 2 victories since then. Penalty.
Trois jaunes qui appuient sur la tête de l'épaule. Cranking jaune.
Rabah Slimani, who has been penalised. There he is, the tight head prop. Can't actually see it, he's on the other side of the scrum. But told by the referee that he put his head down, so Sergio Abramashvili gets a little pat on the head. He was one of the 3 that got taken off after half an hour against Bayonne last weekend. Here's Ivaldi. First throw for the Stade Francais hooker. Safely into the arms of Baptiste Pesenti. Another of those men who went off after 29 minutes. Weber. Forwards take it for now. Weber will keep it that way for the time being as they go into the 22. Rob Simmons with the tackle. However, Weber keeps it alive. They don't know who it's to, though, and all of a sudden there could be a chance here for Bautista Delgui on the run. The Argentine wing has got it too, and he's away to the corner, knows he's got there. And a Stade Francais attack turns into a Clermont try, and it's just the start they needed. The undoubted first choice at number 14 for Clermont delivers his 8th try of the season. And after they were flattened last week away in Bordeaux-Bègles, they need to get points on the board early, and this will do them a lot of good. Back in the side tonight, and it's only taken him 5 minutes to get a try. Well, he'll be relieved. He won't show it, but he will be relieved. Well, Christophe Urios. And the best of starts. Now, Anthony Bello, so important this season. Needs the conversion. It's a tough one. It's a great kick, though, from the fly half. They only scored 73 points so far in top 14. It's a long way behind the likes of Joe Simmons. Another English import for Pau. But it's an Argentine who has set the Marcel Michelin alight early on. Speaking of Englishmen, Zach Henry will kick us off again. Now it's important they show control. Paty Chouanot, who was in tears last week trying to talk about the UBB thumping that they received. Just a youngster at scrum half, such an important and responsible position to have to play. And Leo Barre takes it. Henry long run out to his fellow English player, Joe Marchant. Out to Ward. Ward is taken down by the Clermont fullback, Alex Newsom. Another Mr. Reliable. Whenever he plays, he starts. Step back inside by Abramashvili. They want the forwards to take this. Fritz Lee trying to just slow stuff down. One of the men returning to the lineup, like George Moala, back from injury. So for George Moala, the Tongan international, he'll be wearing number 12 as usual. Beautifully taken by Bello. In traffic as well, so kept his eye on the ball really well. Clermont with a chance to come out wide. Now they let rip. Inside by the try scorer, Bautista. Foucault plays scrum half. Here is Raka. Another man who's been in scoring form of late. Jono. Moala's given that away, though. Ward had stepped up and takes the ball, and suddenly turnover for Stade Francais. Ward told to play it, or rather Weber told to play it. Oh, that's a bit short. Everybody's standing around waiting for it. Good play by Stade Francais if they get onto it. Wow, that was close. Leo Barré picks it up and he kicks high. Goes into the 22. It's a little bit too long and comfortable catch and mark for Anthony Bello. Other side, high ball once more. Etienne tried to get it, but it was well taken. Again by the fullback Newsom. Barré recently became a full French international recently and gaining confidence with every time he comes out. Etienne Foucaud heads back into traffic and is hit hard. Fritz Lee, quick. Bellows let that drop. There's a knock-on advantage here for Stade Francais. Zach Henry recycles. Barré. Oh, Barré trying to fool the smoke and mirrors, and here comes Marchant. Lovely play. Ward is strong. Oh, this is surely going to be a try at the other end. Ward is not going to need any help. And Stade Francais take 5 minutes to answer back. Well, suddenly there were no defenders. And Jeremy Ward, the captain for Stade Francais, gives their travelling fans something to cheer. Well, Stade Francais are not a team that score tries really that often, but their defence has been so solid. Here, they almost couldn't not score. Look at the gaps. And that kick forward by Clermont did not work. Barré here, turning it out to Marchant. Raka will be so sore with himself for missing that tackle. And that's what sent Ward to the try line effectively. So then, that looks like it's going to hold. 2 really good kicks early on, and it's 7 points apiece. Paul Gastard and Laurent Levitte watching on from up high. Gastard, who has been largely responsible for this epic improvement in the defence of Stade Francais. So then both sides have scored. Good start. Straightening up is Foucaud. But, I think the referee said something about there being a head contact. That's well done by Barré, brilliantly done to keep that in. And then kicked away by Marchant. I have to keep on stopping myself from calling him Marchand, being in France these days with such a French-looking name. Oh, they're playing well. Oh, it's gone again. Awry. Romain Briat with the interception. Now into the path of Tanganoa Halafanua. The Tongan international blindside flanker. Little kick forward. Newsom. That was terrible for Newsom. Brilliant kick. And the Australian forced to take it into touch.
Bleu? Bleu? Okay. Bleu alors.
Yeah, he's got that before he's crossed the line. This was Foucaud being absolutely levelled. And this was Barré showing great awareness of where the touchline was. He really has come into his own this season, recognised by Fabien Galtier. Right, so the referee is saying he doesn't regard it as high. He regards it as shoulder, even if it's upper upper chest. Foucault, though, is still just trying to get his breath back. This was the hit now then. Well, of course, the crowd are going to make that noise, but it did look a little high. And I think the referee has changed his mind. Well, I guess it all depends on which angle you see.
Ouais, la régie, s'il vous plaît, on voudrait revoir le plaquage, s'il vous plaît, et surtout l'impact. Avec cette caméra.
Well, it certainly looks like it's into his neck.
Là, alors, sur cette image, non, il y a jeu.
Cette image, il y a jeu aussi. La tête, elle est projetée vers l'avant, mais le contact.
He does try to get down. You can see already that Etienne Foucault himself is leaning forward. He's not standing up full.
Voilà, c'est très clair avec ça sur image. Là, pour moi, c'est épaule-épaule, il n'y a pas de jeu déloyal.
And the referee is sticking to his guns and he's saying for him it's quite clear, it's shoulder to shoulder.
C'est ce qu'on avait vu en direct, mais je préférais les contrôler, excusez-moi.
A very almost apologetic TMO, saying, I think you're right, but I really had to just make sure you had a look at it. And he has decided there is nothing wrong with it. Karim Gazelle will be very happy about that decision. You can hear what the home crowd think about it. So then it's a line out after all of that, which Michael Ivaldi will take. Can he get it on right? He can. Brilliant. That's better. Romain Briat with a good catch, but what a push that is by Clermont. So out the back comes Halafanua, Weber, Ivaldi. It's good rucking by Clermont, but Stade Francais keep the ball. Abramashvili tries to go forward and makes about 20 centimetres. Trying to get over the 5-metre line, Stade Francais. 15 minutes gone, all level. One try each converted, 7 each. And it comes again, it's a bit loose. Barre, no way through there, they're closing him down. Leon Darrick Herrera, the centre, just 19 years old, making the tackle and pushing Stade Francais outside the 22. Weber. Henry will go for the drop goal and it's been charged down. So Barre comes back the other way. Barre through the gap. Offload, Ward, Henry. Briat comes forward once more. Weber, a little bit loose, but there's space out there if they can get it, but unfortunately too much on the pass. And it goes out before Mathieu Hiragoyen can get his hands on it. No, Stade Francais playing uncharacteristically loose. This was the attempted drop goal. Etienne Foucault charging it down, and Henry took a little bit too long, really, to line that one up. And then throws it out as well. So then, Clermont managed to fend off that storm. And Etienne Foucault will try to get his heartbeat back under control again, and they've won it. That's good. Baptiste Renaud feeds it off back into Foucault's possession. Back comes the caterpillar ruck, and Renaud will look for the kick forward. It's a little bit better than the last one. Etienne with a great catch, getting there ahead of Delgy. Then caught up by Muala. Henry thinks he can see some space. Kicks it back the other way. That's a decent kick as well. Oh, that's brilliant. Anthony Bello and a very silent Marcel Michelin seeing a brilliant kick from Zach Henry. Look at that, off the outside of his boot, gets a great bounce on the 50-22, all the way up by the 5-metre line.
Descendez un peu, John. Voilà. Dans l'alignement.
So then Ivaldi here. Great opportunity this for Stade Francais. Messi and Clermont have got it. Delgi has it. He's wrapped up though by the tight head prop, Georgi Michalidze.
Il est là, il est jaune.
And a real attacking opportunity goes away for Stade Francais. Joanneau tried to get to the ball. They're counter-rucking, trying to stop him from the Stade Francais side. But the referee says, there's the ball. I can see it. Get on with it, effectively. Bello, from right the way back inside his in-goal area, doesn't find touch. Lester Etienne picks it up once more. Leo Barre thinks about the kick and then decides he'll take it on himself, and he can be really wiry. Weber, as Georgie Berrier was told to let go of it. Forward comes Julien Delbouy. And there's a bit of crossing there, so we're going to come back for the advantage that was being played. This is right in front of the post. Ward comes flying across because I think he might think about going for the posts, and that's exactly what happens. So you can see there, Irigoyen running straight into his teammate, Romain Briat, and that brought play to a halt. Lovely run again, though, by Leo Barre. Becoming really difficult to take down as, well, pretty straightforward. Stade Francais go in front thanks to Zach Henry. You can feel how quiet that has made it inside the stadium. That must be eerie for the home crowd as well, and for the home team. Stade Francais lead by 10 points to 7. So this is more like it. Bati Joanneau coming forward, feeds it into the hands of his second row forward, and Joanneau goes all the way through, taking responsibility himself and putting Clermont back in front on 20 minutes. Tries against Toulouse and Pau, now a third try of the season in top 14 rugby for the 20-year-old, who is building quite a reputation for himself despite what's happening to his side generally. Lovely elusive play. Barre didn't know where he had gone. Lovely interchange, and through was Joanneau. And all of a sudden the quietness of the Michelin explodes into life again. However, the fun police are out and they're dissecting this. They've decided, though, that it's okay. Bello, straightforward, 14 points to 10, Clermont lead by. Turning it to a pretty open first half. Well, it was great support play by the second row forward, Thibaut Lana. And there was no offside, says the referee. And Christophe Orios likes that much better.
C'est bon les deux.
Problem between Lana there at the back and
Moi aussi, j'ai vu,
the
mais
second row forward,
je trouve
Baptiste
qu'il y a de
Pacenti
l'exagération.
for Stade
Je
Francais.
suis pas convaincu qu'il soit touché
Barret
à la tête.
into Etienne.
Donc il y a de l'exagération.
Nowhere through there though, all the smoke and mirrors. And Clermont saw straight through that. Ivaldi. Backed up by Halafanua. Good defending
Jouez-le.
from Clermont, keeping Stade Francais pegged down for the time being. So we go to the air. Weber high, it's outside the 22 this time. Bello takes it, cuts back inside and is brought down by Briat and Halafanua. And a penalty
Six premiers.
to Stade Francais, and it's kickable this one, and that is, well, that's poor from the restart by Clermont, handing
Garde au sol.
points scoring opportunity immediately.
J'ai pas perçu s'il y a un contact à la tête. D'accord, voilà.
See there, not letting go, with a Jackler clearly with his hands on the ball over him. Oh, Briat there is, well, he got hit, but there's a little bit of football acting going on in that way he fell over.
Il y a peut-être une faute.
We could do without
Si vous en
that
rajoutez
coming
beaucoup
into
comme
the
ça,
game from
on aura du mal à aller dans votre sens.
the round ball. Henry with another chance then. This won't be enough to take the lead, but it will be enough to cut the deficit to just a single point.
Parce que moi, tu vois, Jean-Luc, j'étais même pas sûr qu'il le touche, tu vois. Donc il y a de l'exagération du bleu. Je suis même pas convaincu qu'il y ait un contact. Oui.
So already dissecting the highlights, looking to see how they can improve things when the half-time comes along. They've beaten Gustard. One thing's for sure is that defence has not been very high up the priority list so far in this game. Oh, and Halafanua has dropped that forward. And a Clermont player has gone down hard this time.
Gagne dans les lignes, moi je l'ai pas perçu.
It's Bautista. Delgi, the try scorer.
Suspicion de jeu déloyal.
And they are looking to look at unsportsmanlike behaviour.
Porteur du ballon bleu, s'il vous plaît.
Ironically, it's going to be the man who dropped the ball forward, Halafanua, who I think is going to be expected here. You can see there, clear knock on, and then bang with his elbows into the chin of the Argentine wing.
C'est le bras gauche, il faut regarder le bras gauche.
Left arm is what they are looking at.
C'est pas. Ça tape le haut, ça remonte.
C'est le coude qui tape, c'est le coude.
Well, I've heard the word carton rouge just being mentioned, red card, but I think the referee is trying here to keep the Tongan on the pitch.
J'ai l'impression que c'est indirect, mais
Là, voilà, tu vois.
on n'a pas d'autre choix.
He doesn't get a clean hit on him, but it's the intent of driving into the wing that they're going to be looking at.
Je suis d'accord avec ça.
C'est le 6.
On a une décision.
Le 6.
Thomas Chalabassan calls across the accused.
C'est après que j'ai sifflé. Vous avez le coup de Clermont décollé, vous tapez directement dans la gorge. C'est très dangereux.
It's a red card. He said, you did that after I blew the whistle to stop play, and it's a red card for Tanganua Halafanua. Man who was taken off by his own coach after 29 minutes of last weekend. It's not got any better at around about the same time. Morgan Parra, coached now for Stade Francais, but a legend at scrum half for Clermont, shakes his head as Stade Francais will now have to play just under an hour, excuse me, with a man down.
Vous le savez que c'est comme ça.
Well, if Clermont wanted a chance here to get the victory they need, they've been handed a proper invitation.
Avantage, entrée latérale, hein?
Good little rebuttal there with the driving maul attempted by Clermont, but standing firm with Stade Francais, so they come out wide instead. Newsom. Oof. Oh, in the end, Raka will score. It could have been an interception try going the other way. It was high risk, high reward, and it's a try for Clermont. And they push their lead further away from Stade Francais, immediately taking advantage of that sending off for Tanginoa Halafanoa. Well, it was all set to commentate the interception and run down the other end, but it just had enough legs on it. The maul didn't work, so they went to plan B. Across by Bello. Newsom had it, went for the long pass. Barre committed to the intercept, and it meant that Raka had it all to himself into the corner. And the relief is palpable in the rain at the Stade Marcel Michelin. It's another tough kick, but it's another great kick as well. That's terrific stuff. 21-13. The lead now for Clermont. And with Halafanoa off for the rest of the game, it's looking very good for the men in yellow and blue. Sixth try of the season for Alvaretti Raka. Just the sort of thing he needs. Man who had a hamstring pull and had a month out earlier in the campaign. Back to his fighting weight now, though.
Avantage, 7 hors jeu.
Zach Henry. Offside.
Vous convergez. Pénalité ici, 7. 7 qui convergent.
Marcus Kremer is the man who has been penalised.
Le point de là où le ballon a été botté.
Ce n'est pas un penalty là, non?
Il y a mêlée là-bas.
Ou penalty?
Non, non, c'est
It's his
pénalité
first
ici,
start
ou mêlée
after
là-bas.
having 7 weeks out with a blow to his knee back at the beginning of March. The Australian who went to the World Cup with Argentina and ended up finishing 4th. Argentina again performing well on the world stage. Vivaldi drives the ball. Won't take long for it to get wet again. It is pouring down. Coming up to the half-hour mark. Briac collects again. Down a man in the pack, though, don't forget, Stade Francais.
Il est au cœur, pas de problème.
Vivaldi has it. They're going to have to come away. Try something else. Weber. Into Pesenti. Weber again, played out wide by Abramashvili. Mikulidze. All the way out to the backs again. No way through. The line holding strong at the moment. Mikulidze into contact once more. Weber. Missed pass over the top of Henry. Goes to Barre. Barre comes back the other way. Trying to find the hole, but Kremer grabs hold of his jumper and swings him back round again. Weber. Abramashvili. Weber again tries quick ball, reverse pass into Marchant. Still struggling to get anything going at all at the moment. Pesenti, the latest man, but it's a gift from Clermont.
Première faute, le plaqueur 4. Première faute, 4 plaqueurs sortir.
I'm assuming that's not rolling away after the tackle.
On empêche un soutien efficace. 4.
Yep. Thibault Lanad stopping the ball coming out. Having gone into the tackle, he says no. Whether or not he's saying it to himself or the referee is a moot point. But what isn't a moot point is it's another kicking opportunity here for Zach Henry. You can see that he's on the wrong side, is the second row forward, and that stops the ball being recycled. Lovely little reverse pass by Weber. An extraordinary pass by Nolan Le Garrec earlier for Racing that set up a try against Toulouse. We saw a couple of those kicks being held. Weber's just there just in case, and first miss for Zach Henry, and a long way as well. Maybe just thinking about the wind a little bit too much. Not that you can blame him. There's been some great kicking in some terrible conditions so far. Although ironically, the rain is beginning, feels like, to try and stop.
Il y a deux ballons, il y a deux ballons. Comme vous voulez dire.
Off we go again then. Oh, that went backwards, but my goodness me, Stade Francais are playing with fire at the moment on those restarts. Clermont all over them. Weber looking for somebody to pass to. There's Henry. Gets some decent distance on it. Alex Newsom is the one who picks it up, and the Australian fullback runs it back the other way. Looking for the gap. Almost found it. Into Persiliato. Joanneau is there, through the legs to Raka by Bello. Throwing caution to the wind here are Clermont. Joanneau, Bello once more. Along the line it comes. De Carrère, brought down by Etienne. Rob Simmons plays scrum half and gives it to his scrum half. Simmons again. Berrier. Boy, they are doing everything they can to keep this ball alive. Moala, haven't seen very much from him so far in his first game back from injury. Been dropped by Yatos, gone backwards again. Raka. Fritzley. Fritzley's away. Being held onto by two Stade Francais players and still carrying on forwards. Raka tries to go again. Newsom wants it. Newsom dives for the line, and I think he's just gone outside the post down there in that corner. The flag is up for a line out. Breathless stuff from Clermont. You can feel the desperation. So then here we go. Raka. Offload. He's already out before the dive, to be fair, and the ball is already in before the camera managed to get back and pick up play. Told to get on with it. Weber decides to go a different route this time and feeds it into Mathieu Hirigoyen, the number 8. Mikulidze brought in to form the caterpillar, and it's taken him a long time to play this ball after the referee told him to. Finally gets it away, but it's not the greatest kick. Not much control there from Stade Francais, which is not something you can have levelled at them very often in this season, where they have been excellent away from home, as well as at home. So then, big opportunity. There's got to be a gap surely somewhere. 15 on the field in yellow and blue, only 14 now for red and blue. Foucard. Rob Simmons catches it in one hand and then lets it go on the way down. And Stade Francais steal it with Mathieu Hirigoyen. And then he gives away a penalty. High tackle. Leading with the elbow, I think. Well, just when Stade Francais had played themselves out of trouble, they get themselves back into again. Looks like Persiliato is getting some treatment on this near side.
coin. Au niveau du cou. Main vers le cou.
Tijuana comes across and has a word with Christophe Urios. Look at this for a catch. The trouble is, it's a great catch, but on his way down, it gets knocked out of his arm. Great work by Romain Briat to actually punch that ball out of the Australian's grasp. That was the leading with the arm into the neck of Etienne Foucaud by the ball carrier Heragoya. And it means that Anthony Bello has a chance here to extend Clermont's lead. He said it well. And it's an 11-point lead for Clermont at 24 points to 13. Well, this was the attempt at the try, but he'd already stood out before he actually tried to get back in again. Nevertheless, 3 points on the board. Zach Henry gets us underway. And Anthony Bello goes high, tries to get as much distance as he can on a very shallow angle. So five-man line-out called by Stade Francais, and they successfully navigate it too. 2 minutes to go until the break. Stade Francais in trouble. Down a man, down by 11 points. However, they have got a penalty. And again, shooting themselves in the foot again, Clermont. Leo Barry is going to go for the corner. It's Thibaut Lana who's in pain, holding on to his wrist by the looks of it. And Barry finds touch, but they're playing into the wind in this first half of Stade Francais, so they are unable to make full use of it.
Sur le temps, comme à chaque fois, et on vous adapter.
Feeling the Stade Francais just needs something here just to give themselves a lift coming into the break. Ivaldi takes his short into Abramashvili. Weber picks it up and thinks he can see a gap, and he's still going. Elusive running into the 22. Need a man to come and play scrum half. That man comes in. It was Ivaldi again into the number 8, Hiragoya. Weber sees it, recycles. Everything they can to get forward. Weber to Abramashvili. Slow ball. Creeping forward at the moment. But they are getting towards halfway to the try line again. Few seconds to go at the end of the half. Pierre-Henri Azago, we haven't mentioned him yet in this first half, the 25-year-old locked forward. Henry, oh, Henry hit. Maybe should have passed it first time, but of course, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Ward has already scored, brought down by Yato. Marchant trying to get away from Mawala, not many do, and he did quite well there. Weber, Briat, they're outside the 22 again though. Good defence this from Clermont, but don't forget they've got a man extra here. Finding the gap in this defensive line will be harder. Lester Etienne runs into Joanneau, who does well to bring him down. Weber up once more. Big hit by Pesenti before he recycles. They're going backwards though at the moment, Stade Francais. They're having to work awfully hard here for not any ground at all. They've lost a full 20 metres where they were in these passages of play. Henry plays it flat. Ward runs into George Moala. Still no change being given. Out by Barre. Briac comes into the midfield. Lovely pass. Marchant staying on his feet, waits for the support. Here it comes. A minute and a bit into time added on, and now they're at by the 10-metre line. You can see here they are really struggling here, Stade Francais, to get any kind of forward motion going. But you can also see how much they want something to take into half-time. Henry picked up by Yato, who's trying to rip the ball away from the diminutive Stade Francais fly half. Back the other way, Delbouy does well, gets an extra metre or so. They're gradually creeping forward again. Accidental offside. You're going to come back for the penalty. And that's what Stade Francais were hoping for.
On a plusieurs joueurs jaunes, celui-là et d'autres qui se replient dans la zone de jeu.
So it wasn't just him that was offside. There were several Clermont players offside, penalised by Monsieur Charaba. And still Buies, who looks like he needs just a couple of moments to compose himself. There was Yato finding himself on the wrong side of the gain line.
Oui, mais il est dans la zone de jeu. Je comprends, je sais qu'il veut pas toucher le ballon, mais il se replie dans la zone de jeu.
They're trying to argue that he wasn't trying to be in play, and the referee was arguing yes, but he was in the line of fire. He was in play, so it doesn't matter whether or not he says he didn't want to play the ball. We need a ball to be able to take the penalty. It's an important moment for Henry and for Stade Francais. They need this. He's already missed one in the first half. It's just to get them underneath double figures as a deficit. It's got about 30 seconds left to take it. Again, Weber there, just in case. The wind's still howling around. And he's hit the post squarely. And Joanneau gets rid of it. Well, it's been a disappointing half for Karim Ghazel and his Stade Francais, leaders of the Top 14 Championship. They got the first try, but that was as good as it got. And when Halafanua was sent off, well, the try started coming for Clermont. They'd already got one from Joanneau, then Raka, and at half-time they lead by 24 points to 13.
What do you
need to learn there? Well, simply discipline. We are dominating. We know that they've got a red card, so we need to stay disciplined. Have a man advantage, of course, as well for the entirety of the second half. So everything is there for them to be able to take advantage of it. Rouget, the former Clermont back, now part of the coaching setup. Rouget, a fabulous player in his own right in his playing days. He still looks fit enough as if he could play. Looks young enough as well. But he hung up his boots a couple of seasons ago now. So, everybody back out onto the field of play. Zach Henry has the ball in hand. Thomas Charabas about to blow the whistle for the opening of the second half. Off we go then. Is there a route back here for Stade Francais, and Fritz Lee and Baptiste Delgy almost getting in each other's way, which was something that Stade Francais were struggling to deal with, those restarts through the first half. Berrier, though, has his hands on the ball and starts his weary way forward. Control of the game is what Clermont will be looking for in the second half. Abramashvili has already been replaced at loose head prop for this second half by Clermont Castex. And there's a chance early on here with Alex Newsom charging forward. Looks like there's a change at loose head prop as well for Clermont as well. Johan Beragaray, I think I saw on the caption there, coming on for Georgie Berrier. And you can see there the miracle man from a few weeks ago, Peniasai Dakawanga, is already on as well, and his first carry is ended by Alvareti Raka. JJ van der Mesht has come on in the second row for Azago as well. Here's George Mawala, centre back in the side today. Clermont's so happy to see him come back from his calf injury. That is Berrier. So actually he's still on, and he's rumbling on up to the 5-metre line. Joanneau out by Fritz Lee. Raka's got another chance to go for the corner, and he bulldozes his way through the substitute Peniasai Dakawanga to get his second try of the evening.
Alors là, vous êtes hors jeu là. Pour moi, ça n'empêche pas la défense.
Well, Alvareti Raka has come through a season where he had a hamstring pull, a blow to his kneecap. But he's still managing to score tries. And again, it's a long pass back out again, almost a carbon copy of the try he scored in the first half that gets him across the try line again. And Dakawanga gets his angle of attack all wrong. And disappointment for the Stade Francais bench. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Well, it's a long road back now for Stade Francais. That was not in the half-time team talk, conceding a try after 3 minutes. Stade Francais, they're trying to argue to the referee that there was an offside there, but the referee said that it wasn't, and it wasn't impinging their ability to defend. This is another tough one from Bello, and it's a missed one this time. Nevertheless, another 5 points to add to the scoreline. It's 29 points to 13. Suddenly the gap is up to 3 converted tries. Or at least 3 tries. Not all of them have to be converted, but it's still a big gap now for Stade Francais to try and pull back as Zach Henry gets them underway again. Solidly taken there by Rob Simmons, but Romain Briat was doing his best to try to rip the ball away again, unsuccessfully though this time. Barret, long, bounces, gets a good bounce as well, and it stays this side of the try line. So Newsom comes back and puts his hoof through it. Decent kick as well, almost up to halfway. Appreciated by the crowd on that far side. Well, they need Marchand. This will be a great time for him to break his duck for tries for his new side. Man who made the move to Stade Francais when he fell out of favour for the England side under Eddie Jones, only to be brought back again by Steve Borthwick for the World Cup. But he'd already signed to come across to the French capital. I would think that at the moment he's not exactly regretting that decision, with Stade Francais top of the table and more importantly on course for a semi-final berth in the playoffs. Season ends quite late this time around, understandably, with the World Cup having taken place in the autumn. We go all the way to the end of June for the final. That won't be at the Stade de France, of course, which is getting ready for the Olympic Games, but we'll be heading down to the Stade Velodrome, of course, where Toulon overcame Toulouse last weekend, and they did it with 14 men as well. It's pulled forward by Raka, and he's collected his own kick. Beautifully done by the wing. However, Persili Yato has knocked it on. But there's an offside. There's also talking back, so we move forward 10 metres as well. Not clever from Clermont again. They need, if they're going to control this game, discipline is so very important. And that's not it. And that means that Zach Henry can kick the ball down into Clermont territory in a rather unnecessary piece of talk back there has put Clermont under pressure. Shame really, because a lovely little piece of play here from the wing. Fijian-born France international, but he hasn't played since 2020. Long before. Here's JJ van der Mescht. Short, deciding just to keep it risk-free. Back by Hiragoya. No way through for Castex. JJ van der Mescht goes smashing into players and tries to drag Marcus Kramer with him. Out by Henry. Lester Etienne, they need him to be at his elusive best. And he is ripped away from the play and sent out of play. And the backs have done well there. Leon de Carrière is putting in a great defensive performance. The teenage academy product. Son of David de Carrière, of course, if you can recognise the name. One of the main assistant coach over there at Castres. Who ended up losing to Oyonnax today. Stade Francais, they're trying to force the play, but of course it's difficult to open up play when you've got a man less. Don't try to contest that line out. Simple catch for Rob Simmons. And that's good enough to get beyond Etienne. Goes into touch, he's happy to leave it. It'll be a line out to Stade Francais. Briat does well again. Weber out quickly, sharp. Henry, Van der Mescht drops it. It looks like it's gone backwards, but Marcus Kramer has got the ball anyway for Clermont. Elusive play here from Bello. He's wrapped up, though, by Van der Mescht, who tries to pick him up and take him back the other way. However, the Clermont man is helped out by his teammates. However, a knock-on. And that's great play by the South African. Bit of a mismatch when you put him up against a fly half. 145 kilos. Persili Yato is going to come off and is going to be replaced by, well, he's 29 years old, even though he does look a bit older. Is Peter Gus Sowakula. Another of the new signings at Clermont this season, coming in from the Taranaki Bulls, from the MPC. He's having a decent first period as well. However, he'll be a lot happier about it if he keeps his side up and away from the Pro D2 territory and being dominated by Stade Francais, which again is slightly surprising, bearing in mind that they are down a man. Bit of a messy scrum, so the referee decides to reset.
On n'a pas joué beaucoup de mêlées, il n'y en a pas eu beaucoup à jouer en première mi-temps, donc on va s'appliquer. Flexion. Lié. Jeu.
Marchand out to Etienne. He runs into Delguy. They've been dragging them into touch on this near side, but this time Stade Francais managed to keep it in bounds. Castet's doing well to hold it up and waiting for support to arrive. Marchand takes it on and is supported by Etienne. Weber. Barret. Barret trying to turn away from Thibault Lana, his fellow French international. Henry. Into Francisco Gomez Cordella, who's come on to replace Georgi Mikulidze at the tight head side of the scrum, but Clermont have managed to get in, break it all up, and Bautista Delgi almost managed to run onto that again. Well, looks like he's just hurt himself. Got a bit of a knock. It's going to be a Stade Francais line out, but it could have been a lot worse. There's been some very loose play from both sides in the game. And there's Stade Francais taking risks. Marchand unable to collect that ball. And Bautista Delgi getting a foot in there. It's Leon de Carrère, though, who's needing the attention. Well, there is the injury list with quite a number of important members on it. Fallo Fainga out with a problem with his fingernail. Etienne Falgu is out with a ruptured bicep. Pierre Fussac, as an operation, is out. Fritz Lee has just come back, but Thomas Rosier is still out with injury, and Enzo Songa also, and Iré Simone also missing as well. There's some important men that would have been in with a real chance of starting this game. Henry into Weber. He's got support. Not knocked on and not into touch. Oh, hello, that's dangerous. Raka, though, comes back. Raka runs around Ward. And he runs into Hirigoyen. So, Stade Francais told to get back. Ruck formed. And a penalty to Stade Francais. And again, loose from Clermont. Had everything into control there. And Thibault Lana commits the infringement that has given Stade Francais another chance to get nearer. Now, will they go for the 3, or have they got fed up of missing those and they'll go for the corner? It'll be the latter. Leo Barret looks for the corner, and has he hit that too long? He has. Well, errors on both sides. Karim Gazelle not giving away anything on his facial reactions, but he can't be happy with that. Can't afford to throw away gilt-edged invitations to score like that one. Well, given the job to do it rather than Zach Henry. See there, Brad Weber managed to keep the ball in. And it's the event of all of that means that it's going to be a scrum.
Flexion. Lié.
Big push by Clermont. And they'll get the penalty for that. Absolute domination. And, well, it's all going the right way at the moment. Pats on the back for the Mulder international Christian Oyavan, who has come on for Rabah Slimani at the tight head position on the right-hand side. And so what was a very inviting opportunity for Stade Francais is properly rebuffed. Christophe Urios knew a thing about scrummaging when he was a player, and he would have been very happy with what his team did there. Georgie Berrier hugged by Etienne Foucaud. The carrier has come off and has been replaced by Julien Herito. Straight swap in the centres.
Ah, il est au ballon.
Here's Marcus Kramer arm wrestling with Romain Briat. That looked a bit forward. George Moala, though, has it. Referee's happy to continue. Joanneau out wide once more. Bello feeds it out into Alex Newsome. Alex Newsome is forced into touch, though, by Penny Asai Dakawanga. Better defence that time from the Fijian winger.
Pour moi, les deux comme ça. Pour moi, il n'y a pas de contact.
C'est sur les bacs dessus.
Ouais, mais je ne vois pas de contact. Voilà, c'est deux sont droits.
That's a way to stop a man finding the edge. Just make sure that he keeps on beyond it. Well, it's 16 points the gap, 25 minutes to go. The game's not entirely over, but it's so important here that Stade Francais are the next to score.
Stade bleu. Non.
Out by Barre. Underneath it is Raka. Raka feeds it to Newsome. Newsome comes back the other way, looks for space. That takes an unfortunate bounce and will go all the way out. And a bit of a waste. Again, it's another mistake. And it invites Stade Francais back into their half.
Ici. Changement 10 bleu.
Joris Segons comes on then. Prolific point scorer.
Faut y aller, Adrien. Reprise du temps.
Not the most prolific this season, though. 101 points he's kicked, but that's half as many as Joe Simmons has done with Poe. Last season's top point scorer, though. Looking to be as influential. Stade Francais, though, doing better this season, even without him racking up the points. Oh, and it's been given against. Stade Francais, and Oyavan is having a great time of it, a tight head since he came on. It's giving Clement Castex a really tough time now. Every time they get a chance to come back, Stade Francais cannot drive it through. And Lester Etienne screams in disappointment because he knows that that would have been an opportunity for maybe him to come along and score another try. Meanwhile, Tanganoa Halafanoa watches on, having been sent off in the 26th minute. Stade Francais playing with one hand tied behind their back somewhat. JJ Van der Mesch told to get back round the other side. Ball is on this right-hand side of the maul. Clermont have it. It's a bit of a mess all round, but where is it? Where's the ball gone? There it is, says the referee. Joanneau, Oyavan. Joanneau telling Berria to get over there, and surely they wasn't encouraging him to go for the run. However, the man who is going for the run is Delgi. However, Brad Weber has managed to get his hands on the ball. He's on the ground, so somebody else will have to play scrum half. That man is Baptiste Pacenti, the second row forward. He picks up and goes. Weber back on his feet. To Segons.
On met pas les bras. On n'a pas mis les bras ici pour plaquer.
Marcus Kramer penalised for wrapping his arms around the tackled player after the tackle. Joris Segons, who's come on for Zach Henry, finds touch, and Lester Etienne will ensure that Baptiste Delgi can't take it quickly. No, I was wrong actually, it was a no arms tackle, that was why it was given. I misread what the referee was doing there. Weber. Stade Francais tried to build again with Gomez Cordella. Segons high, not very deep. However, it might work out where. Here comes Peniasai. Dakawanga, but Alvaretti. Raka has it. Just about gets away from Marchand, but enough on the tackle to stop him going full flight. Bello waits for it and then spreads it out wide. Berrier rides one challenge and then the offload. Thibaut Lannan still going, finally goes down, but Clermont with good distance upfield. Soakula, first real chance to see him with his ball there in his arm. Kramer. Joanneau out to Bello. Flat pass for Fritz Lee, can't break through the gain line, so it comes back the other way with Joanneau again. Soakula. Penalty advantage to Clermont. I think somebody playing was trying to tackle there without being on their feet. Bello, oh, what a pick up by Raka, but he kicks it into touch.
On plaque un joueur sans ballon ici. On impacte un soutien qui n'est pas latcheur.
Yeah, surely they'll go for the 3 points. Just demoralise Stade Francais a little bit more by keeping the scoreboard ticking over. No, going for the kill and the corner, and unlike Stade Francais, they managed to find it. That was the tackle by Marchand that stopped Raka, who looked like he might have a clear run down that line, but just enough on it to take him down. Lannan doing well to take it on after that. Marcus Kramer is coming off and will be replaced by Alexander Fischer, who was supposed to start last week and was replaced late on by Antim Hemery. His first top 14 appearance of the season, having only appeared in a couple of Champions Cup outings in the last 16 and the quarterfinals, coming off the back of 5 different injuries last season. Etienne Foucault has the ball at the back of the maul, which has half gone down. Referee has not signalled a penalty though to Clermont, so it turns into a ruck taken by Fischer. Immediately into the action, Joanneau, George Moala, still going, George Moala into the 5 meters. Raka looking for his hat-trick, Raka looking to finish it. Clinical stuff from the former France international wing. And his best return of tries of the season in a single game. And Clermont are on their way to victory. A much-needed 1-2.
Sur les autres là-bas, pour nous, c'est derrière le porteur de balle. D'accord? Ok. On va le regarder, on le regarde.
Well, it was a determined run, classic really by George Moala. He didn't get there himself, but look at that double step back by Raka, beating 2 men. Etienne went the wrong way. Then the replacement hooker. Lucas Perez Blanc also missed.
Laissez-moi, capitaine. Laissez-nous le temps d'analyser les choses, d'accord? Ok, d'accord. Voilà. On le regarde avec mon arbitre vidéo.
Jeremy Ward having it explained to him that he's got to give the officials time to look at the action rather than just complain, and we're going to come back and maybe Raka won't have his try after all. And they're looking for unsportsmanlike behaviour.
Donc voilà, est-ce qu'il est devant le porteur de balle?
Voilà, il faut voir ça. À quel moment il est devant le porteur du balle et s'il peut attraper le ballon.
So looking here for an offside of a Clermont player being in front of the ball carrier. That was it there. George Moala breaking through and crossing with Julien Herito.
Je suis d'accord avec toi.
On a une décision.
La décision. On a la décision, la régionale décision, hein. C'est bon.
So I think this try is going to be wiped out. And it is. So then the hat-trick for Raka is not a hat-trick anymore. He goes back to just the 2 tries. And we go back to 29-13 again.
Il n'y avait pas d'avantage. Non. Votre joueur, il est devant, il n'y a jamais de passe. Donc c'est une obstruction. Et il a un impact sur un défenseur. C'est une pénalité.
Yes, he had an impact on the tackler. The referee is explaining. It was Ward who was about to tackle one man, then ended up tackling the other because he went straight across in front. So a reprieve for Stade Francais, but for how long? Meanwhile, the hero of last weekend is coming on. Giovanni Habel-Kufner, who scored that try late on in time added on at the end of the game against Bayonne, when Bayern looked like they were on course for their first away win of the season, only to have it snatched away by this man. And on comes Gimbert as well, a replacement for Brad Webber at scrum half.
Reprise du temps.
Jules Gimbert, 25 years old now, comes on for his 11th appearance of the season. Only 3 starts for the former Union Bordeaux-Bègles man. Back comes Leo Barré. Brought down, though, by Julien Hériteau. George Moala is the man who is being pinged. And Joris Chagons is the man who will be able to put some distance and send Stade Francais back into the Clermont half. George Moala there. Well, he might feel that that was a bit harsh. The referee judging that the ruck had been formed, and not sure that George Moala quite agrees. He thought he was jackling that fair and square. But he went over the top of the man to get there. Touch and go, that one. Morgan Parra on the right-hand side, still scheming to try and undo his former side when he was a player. Now in his new career as a coach. Avramashvili has come back on again. Castex has gone off. And also Johan Berregaray, who's the man who scored the only try for Clermont last week in that humiliating defeat away at Union Bordeaux-Bègles. So Yato's come back on again, and the rain has turned itself back on again as well.
C'est bon, Adrien? OK. Reprise du temps.
Yato's come back on for Lee. At the back of the scrum as Romain Briat takes a safe catch. Good work, though, by Clermont. Where's the ball gone? Need to get the ball to ground and recycle. They do. Gimbert will get his first chance to distribute from the base of the ruck to JJ van der Mescht. Gimbert into Avramashvili, back on the pitch again. Loose head prop, though, is being pushed backwards there by Thomas Lavanini, the Argentine second row forward. Forward by Perez Blanc. Substitute hooker for Stade Francais. That kick by Segons only got as far as Bello by the looks of it. And now all of a sudden Clermont again stunt the forward progress made by Stade Francais into their half. Stade Francais are really struggling to get anything going. As soon as they get into the Clermont half, then errors start creeping in. Etienne, great catch, bumping into Bautista Delgui. There won't be a foul there, though, because they both went for the ball. Good competition, actually. Paris Blanc recycles. Gimbert needs another forward, though, to keep the ruck stable. Bello, nice catch. Distribution out to Newsom. Newsom back inside, and a charge forward by Erito. Intercepted by Briat. Here comes Raka. Raka's got it fair and square as well. Showing George Moala how to do it. Now Moala has it, step back inside. Lovely play by the Tonga international. Berria did well there to decide not to let that go, and then he did let it go, and it's a knock-on. However, it's a penalty to Clermont.
On agit sur un joueur sans ballon ici. On empêche la continuité.
Getting in the way of play. Stade Francais illegally. That's why the penalty has been given. And again, Clermont go for the jugular. This time they'll try and get it over the line legally. Well, it was great by Briat, but even better by Raka. Briat trying everything he can. Yeah, and Berrigaray decides that that ball's going to need a bit more drying.
Okay.
Well, one more score here by Clermont, and the game will be over, but it might already be over anyway, because Stade Francais have really struggled to get anything going since they lost that man to a red card in the first half. Clermont take it and set up the driving maul. Good catch by Lavanini. Now trying to set up play. Gradually they now push forward. Stade Francais have to be careful here. They're into penalty try territory. Going forward again, all the way through. Who's got the ball though? Berrigaray didn't have it. Still shy of the line. Still not there. Crabbing their way along the paint. It's inches away. Another lunge. Lavanini tries to get there. Joanneau decides to go wide. Now, will they have the overlap here? They look as though they will. And it's that man again, surely. Raka beats Dakawanga for the second time in the game. And this time it is his hat-trick for the day. Well, he's now gone over the try line 4 times, but only 3 of them have counted. But it's been a great day for Alvaretti Raka. And also for Clermont. All set up by the strength of the forwards on this near side. They didn't quite manage to do it themselves, but they had created the space. And Raka, one-on-one, is always going to be favourites to get down and score. And a well-judged victory coming the way of Clermont at just the right time. They have been ragged. They've been ripped apart in recent weeks, but they are trying to pull themselves together as we head into this last part of the regular season. So back up to 34-13 again. This time it will stick. And Anthony Bello will try to extend the lead even further. Bello in the rain. Can't get it on target, but it doesn't matter. 34-13. Big lead now for Clermont as they try to keep themselves above water in the top 14. Bello's first miss of the evening, incidentally. Oh, that's loose, but Lavanini's done really well there to get that ball back under control again after it was lost by Newsom on the ground.
Jouez-le.
So the exit from the kick-off will go as planned after all. Derek Herrera has come on for George Moala. Segon's long to Leo Barre. Leo Barre decides to take it on himself. Looks for the bounce, can't get it. Picked up by Delgy. Delgy's try at the beginning of the game started off this win for Clermont, which it now looks as though it's going to be, unless there's a dramatic turnaround, even more dramatic than the one we saw from Clermont, from Stade Francais against Bayonne last week. I think it's unlikely they'll do it again. Fritz Lee and George Moala together, enjoying the spoils of what looks like a good victory. Well, a victory with the bonus point on its way. That's another good kick by Clermont and another opportunity to score. 5 points will take them to 47, the same as Lyon, who are 10th. And after a pummeling last week by Union Bordeaux-Bègles, they will be very happy not just to be winning, but also be doing it in a confident way as well. Stade Francais on their way to only their second victory since mid-January. Sorry, their second defeat since mid-January.
Ouais, je l'ai vu, mais il se tient la tête. Le 22. Ah oui. Attendez.
So Baptiste Passetti is back on again. And bringing Dakawanga on didn't seem to really work.
Est-ce que c'est bon, Adri?
So a big forward comes on for the back.
Dans l'alignement, jaune, voilà.
Belagadai into Simmons. They set up the... well, they've left the ball behind, though. And Stade Francais have come away with it. And a chance here for Stade Francais, but again, great tackling across. And well, Stade Francais don't seem to have really known what to do today. Every time they've come down this left-hand side, more often than not, they've been pushed into touch. That's really great play there by Leon Derek Herrera, a 19-year-old playing well beyond his years. Just lost the one line out today, Clermont, and another successful one chalked up there. Derek Herrera back inside once more. Joanneau. Good game for him today. Newsom. Raka is outside him, but Newsom cuts back inside, and it's inside, and Anthony Bello will come forward and complete the victory, surely. The fly half flies through and picks up try number 3 for him of the campaign. It's been a good day at the office for the number 10. And he has directed his side well in the game. Just the one missed kick off the conversion of the last try. He'll have another this time. But Clermont on their way. And Stade Francais will have to look to another day. They'll still be top, but the gap will be down to just 2 points above Toulouse. And more importantly, from their point of view, they just have to make sure that in the last 3 games they don't allow Bordeaux-Bègles to get any nearer than they are at the moment, being 9 points behind, with what will be 4 games to come. Stade Francais will be able to breathe a little easier. Bello, back on target. And it is 41 points to 13.
Ouais.
Well, after the depression of last weekend, this is a real fillip in confidence for Clermont.
J'ai pas vu s'il y avait un avant bleu derrière, je pense pas. Ok. Premier et second.
Well, not much that Karim Gazelle can do anymore. The game is gone, there's no doubt about that. And probably the best way for a side to get over Clermont, that is, 2 massive victories in a season, is to come up with a big win. And that's exactly what's happening here. Joanneau comes off and is replaced by Giral at scrum half. And Paul Gustard has a lot of work to do in terms of defence. Laurent Labitte next to him looking just as nonplussed by it all today. It's been one-way traffic. And the red card has certainly played its part in that.
On décale un peu.
We're going to reset this one. Nobody penalised. 5 minutes to go. Clermont 41. Stade Francais 13. Baptiste Joanneau sitting down with a satisfied look on his face after a good day's work. Crowd can see him on the big screen. Loving life is the 20-year-old scrum half. Another big push by Clermont again. Messy ball for Stade Francais, but at least they've got it. Barret feeds it back into Mathieu Horoguin. JJ van der Mesht runs into Dimashvili, the replacement loose head prop from Georgia. Barret again, desperately trying to find some inspiration. Back the other way, first chance for Jules Gimbert to try and break through the line. He feeds it off to Habel Kufner. Briat, who's been a battering ram all the way through this game. However, he's lost out again, and Raka has got it, but this time illegally.
Pas que le relayeur. Eh oui, mais il faut prendre l'espace et pas aller directement sur lui. Oui, je reprends, mais si vous prenez le relayeur, c'est pas bon.
Yeah, you can see he not allowed to move Gimbert out of the way to get to the ball.
Je vous laisse le temps.
Morgan Parrott looks like he's hiding under the parapet now. It's all gone well for his current side, but he won't enjoy seeing his former side hammering them like this. Oh, Raka looking like he was going to just take that. Well, even if Stade Francais were to score now, it wouldn't really mean anything, but coaches wouldn't like it. 14 penalties conceded by Clermont, and yet look how far ahead they are. Usually 10 is the number that's accepted by coaches, but 14 won't be a problem today. With a massive lead. Berregaray, all dropped. Raka's got it. Attacked by Stade Francais trying to come through, but there was a knock on. So it'll be a scrum and Stade Francais ball.
Ah oui, tu as raison. C'est simple. Simple les règles. Ici,
Well, it's really only pride they're playing for as we head towards the last minute of the game. I'm sure Stade Francais will be quite happy if the referee blew now and Karim Ghazel and his team could just head back to Paris.
Flexion. Lié.
Collapsed, and that could well be it. There'll be another reset, and that will probably take us up to the 80 minutes. I like solidity and a wry smile from Georgie Berrier, man who will be on his way to Perpignan for next season. Perpignan having a tremendous second half to the campaign and have played themselves into a real chance of a surprise place in the playoffs. Who would have thought that? La Rochelle will be trying to knock them back out again, though, tomorrow night when they take on Toulon. Gimbert looking for it. Stade Francais looking for one moment of pride at the end of it's been a pretty demoralising game. Van der Mesch rumbles forward. Good tackling, though, from Clermont to stop such a big man from just being able to walk through them. They're trying with the forwards again, though. Lavanini with a good tackle. Back the other way. This time it's Irigoyen trying to go in the corner. All those yellow-blue shirts creating the wall. The Yellow Army doing their job, and the penalty has been given to Stade Francais. So we will have one more piece of action. Actually, the try has been given. Georgi Mikulidze has got in, and they have got that little bit of pride they wanted at the end. Hard slog for the Georgian, who had a 6-month neck injury this season. But he finally manages to get over, and fair enough, says Christophe Urios. It won't make any difference. It's a big victory. For Clermont. Just the conversion to come, which will give us the final score. Joris Segonds then. A lot of the tries have been in the corners today. They've been tough conversions. Can he find the direction and the distance? No, he can't. Well, it's been a day when Clermont moved away from the bottom end of the table with a victory that they desperately needed. A bonus point win as they win this one by 41 points to 18.